Rogelio, and I will guide you through the webinar. We will start with some brief introduction into artificial intelligence and the benefits and limitations of it before we come to the more interesting part, of course, where we show you a live demo of the smart assistant. It's really like a live demo. I'm using my own inbox actually for it, and show you how you can use the smart assistant. It's called Maya actually, for your daily business emails. I already also mentioned, so the webinar is recorded, so of course you can take notes if you want, but we will send you a recording of the entire webinar within the next few days, probably tomorrow, and then you can rewatch it at any time. Good. So let's start, Rogelio.
Perfect. So as Tobias mentioned, first we're going to give you a little debrief on what's AI specifically. And actually, artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence processes by computer systems. And the really cool thing is that our smart assistant is currently using one of the most powerful AI in the market, which is basically GPT-3, and it's developed by OpenAI. So if you heard about ChatGPT, it's the company behind that is OpenAI. And it really includes everything from books, articles, scientific papers, and many other sources of text that are available in the internet, of course. And also this powerful AI allows our smart assistant to understand the context of the emails and also generate human-like email responses. And it also helps us to develop all the features that you will see further in the live demo. It's very important to note that the data that will be gathered, it's up until June of 2021. So just for you to keep it in mind, but you have all of the resources available for sure. And now we're going to be talking a little bit about the benefits and the limitations of AI, because we believe that it's important always to be transparent about, yes, there are a lot of benefits and it keeps evolving throughout the time. But of course, there are some limitations that it's important for us to tell you so you can be aware and you can keep them in mind while using our smart assistant. And some of the benefits are increased efficiency, which saves you a lot of time, improved accuracy, and of course, cost savings through automating processes. This is very important, and we try to keep always being informed about these trends and about the updates so we can keep you updated as well. And then also we have some limitations, which are like some small challenges, but they're not impossible and we can always work through them. And one of them is that the AI can't understand all the ways of human communications. So for example, sarcasm or irony. Also, the AI is not capable of using or creating any emotion to decision making. So it really can't come up with original solution to very specific problems. And one that it's very important to know is that it can provide correct answers, but they can be completely wrong. So it's very important for us that you're very aware of these limitations, especially when using our smart assistant. And for us, our recommendation would be like always double check your emails before sending them. That's something that we can work together as a team with, and it works very nice apart from that. So apart from those, now what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be passing over to Tobias. He will be going truly in depth with all the 6 features that Maya, our smart assistant, has. And yeah, you can take it away.
Thanks a lot, Rogelio. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to use my business inbox to demonstrate you the capabilities of the smart assistant called Maya. And I'm using Apple Mail. As you might know, we are also providing Mailbutler for Outlook and Gmail. The good thing is it will look completely the same because the smart assistant is working in the sidebar, which looks the same for Gmail and Outlook. So in Apple Mail, the first thing I'm going to do is open the sidebar, the Mailbutler sidebar. And as you can see, it should be familiar to you when you're using Mailbutler. There's a new button. And this is actually our smart assistant called Maya. So when you click on it the first time, Maya will ask you to grant access to your emails, because some of our smart assistant features, they need to read this specific email. So we're not going to read all of your emails. We only reading the emails when you're using the smart assistant. And very important, we are just reading it for this very short amount of time, and then it gets completely deleted again. So we're not storing anything or stuff like that. But let's do it. Grant access. and opens your account preferences, your Mailbutler account preferences, and that directly jumps to the privacy tab. And as I mentioned before, we only need to do that for a few features. As you can see here, without even allowing access, you can already use the Smart Compose feature. I will show it to you later, and also the Smart Improve feature. Same here, I will show it later. But as I want to show you all the features, of course, I'm going to activate it. And I always have it activated, of course. And now after activating, I see all the 6 features. So let's jump back to the inbox and start with the first feature, which is going to be the Smart Compose feature. After activating it, you see the first buttons already here. It's only 4, not 6, because the other 2 buttons, they are only available in the Compose view. So when you're composing a new email, you also see the Compose button and the Improve button. To-do buttons, the to-do button is available in both view, in the Compose view and in the email view. Very important to know, because we get a lot of messages that, for example, the Compose button is missing here. But of course, it doesn't make sense to, when you read an email, to provide you with the Compose button, because you need to open a Compose window first. As I mentioned before, I'm going to show you the Compose view now. When I click on it, you get like a little text box, which and a question, please tell me what this email is about. So you need to provide Maya with some information what the email should be about. And let me quickly copy and paste something. Let's assume I've sent an invoice, for example, to Rogelio a couple of weeks ago, and unfortunately I never received the money. So I need to send a follow-up on an unpaid invoice. So I tell Maya, please send a follow-up on unpaid invoice, and hit the Compose button. Super quick, Maya composed a complete email for me. I simply can click on insert, and the email will be here. As you can see, Maya's even providing some placeholders for me, because I only gave her very limited information. And she asked me also to fill the amount, also the due date. And of course, always, actually for every feature, it's possible for me to add any kind of stuff which I think is missing in that, or I can even edit something. So I'm not going to read the full email, but it's actually pretty nicely written, very friendly. Of course, you could do also a more strict one with a deadline, or even charging already money for it. But this is a very friendly one. So this was one example. I'm just doing another one. So I'm going to remove this email. I'm clicking Compose again, and this time I want to send like a cold email, but I'm really struggling with composing a cold email to a potential client. And let's assume I'm offering this SEO service. So I ask Maya to write a cold email for SEO services and hit Compose. And here again. So this email is a little bit longer because it's a cold email. It has like an intro part, introducing myself, also a trust building section that I did it for a lot of different companies, and so on and so forth. Same here, I can click insert, the email is here, I can add a subject line, the recipient, and it's good to go. And it saves me a ton of time. And also, even if I think I want to modify it, it's a good start to compose the email. So after the compose feature, which is a big time saver, let's jump to the next feature, smart reply. So let's assume, I'm not saving this as draft. Let's assume I received an email from Rogelio, and he's asking me if I have time Thursday at 11 for a follow-up meeting. And I say, okay, yes, I have time, and I want to send him a quick reply. So I am going to ask Maya to reply. So what Maya is going to do, in this case, Maya is reading this email and composing based on this information a reply. And as you can see, Maya says, hey, Rogelio, thanks for the email. Thursday at 11 sounds great. I will send you the notes I made shortly, because he's also asking for notes. Looking forward to our next meeting. Best, Tobias. If I let's assume I don't have time on Thursday at 11 o'clock, I could actually also tell Maya to say, reply negatively. then the email would be differently phrased, saying, hey, I don't have time at 11 o'clock, and maybe even I'm recommending a new date and time. But let's keep it this way. And then open draft, email is here, and it's good to go. So as you can see, the smart reply feature is very helpful, as it's really reading the email and providing an answer based on the context of that email. After the smart reply feature, let's have a look at the smart to-do feature, because Maya is even possible to read through the email and check if there are any kind of task for me. For the to-do feature, let's switch to another email. For example, here, an email I received from Tiffany. And it's a cold email, and it's providing a lot of to-dos actually for me. So I'm going to ask Maya, show me all the to-dos. So we have in total 5 to-dos, which Maya found in this email. I can quickly go through them and say, okay, demonstrate how Mailbutler can work for Tiffany. I can also uncheck others. Let's stick to 2 only. And then I can say create task. And the task feature is a Mailbutler feature, which you can see up here, and attaches like task to an email. And as you can see, Maya created for me quickly these 2 tasks, and I can do all the settings. I can change the settings to this task like I can do for every Mailbutler task. I can set a reminder and say, okay, please remind me tomorrow. I can also add it like an automation. So if Tiffany replies to me within the next, until tomorrow, I want to remove the reminder because then it's something else I need to do. Or I can even assign this task to a teammate. Let's say I'm going to ask Anna to do it for me, then I can select it here, but I'm not going to do it now because then Anna would be surprised today getting a to-do from my side, because this is really the live inbox I'm using every day. Okay, let's quickly remove the task again and go to the next Smart Assistant feature, which is the Smart Summary. It's also showing here, but this email is not very long. It's easier for me actually to read this email instead of getting a summary. But here I received a very long email from Rogelio, and it's a project update with a lot of information in it. And I don't have time to read the full email, so I'm going to ask Maya to summarize it. The summary is still pretty long, but much, much shorter than the email. The summary is long because this email contains a lot of information, and of course Maya don't want to leave out important informations, but Maya is, for example, like fill sentences and stuff like that, and the formal tone is removing it and make it easier for me to digest all the information. So that's a summary, nice, but I want to keep that summary as a note. So I can quickly create a note. In that note, I can even further adjust the summary. If I say, okay, this is unnecessary, then I can remove it. And same here again, the note feature of Mailbutler is used, so I can share this note with my colleagues. Same here, I could share it again with Anna, for example, and then Anna also gets this note. Maybe I can even add them further context to it. That's a summary. Now let's move on to the smart contacts feature. And for this, I'm going to use another email. Maybe here, this one. This is actually an email from myself. It's a newsletter. Maybe you recognize it. It was sent this April. It was a newsletter. And I see there's some information about this contact in the signature. For example, the address, which is new to me. And so I could ask, of course, I could do it manually. Up here is the Mailbutler context feature. So I could go here and edit. And as you can see, multiple steps, and add like a field, add more details, add the address and so on, and copy paste it. But Mailbutler is smart. So let's use the smart feature. And wait a second, I'm going back here to the email and ask Maya, please check this email for any kind of contact info. So let's click on it. And here's the address, even a phone number, another email address, because this reply to was to support at Mailbutler. So yeah, I want to keep all. No, let's remove the support email address and say, okay, please save the phone number and the address to Tobias from Mailbutler. Save info. Let's jump back, and now you can see in the contact feature, I even have the phone number now and the address. So this makes customer relationship much easier, because it's most of the time it's a hassle to keep everything up to date. As you saw, it was just like 2 clicks from my side to update the contact based on further information. It even checks also inside the email when they're providing a new phone number, for example, hit the button, save it, done. Now we're coming already to the last feature. It's the Smart Improve feature, because Maya is not replacing you, and it will be very likely that you're still going to write emails by yourself. But even there, Maya can help you. Let's say you wrote an email and you did some typos, or a very long email, and you just want to check if you did some typos. So you can hit the improve button, and Maya will quickly check this message, and you need to mark it actually, the part you want to check, and provide you with some improvements. So let's improve it. And Thursday was with a small t, so the capital T. Today was today. It's very unusual to write it this way. And yeah, looks great. Let's fix the spelling and hit replace, and the email is good to go. Good. So that was the demo of the Smart Assistant. Don't save, sorry. Let's jump back to the presentation. And then we're coming to the QA session. I think, Rogelio, as you're working as our social media manager, you want to invite everyone to follow your activities on each of our social media channel. So feel free to join us or to follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, or Facebook to receive the latest news actually about AI for email communication. So we try to keep you up to date about the latest trends there, but also what we're doing internally and what kind of features we're working, what to expect, some contests. Maybe did I miss anything, Cornelia, to mention?
Yeah, we're also sharing like some interesting blog posts from our webpage, and soon enough, just like as a little teaser, we will be having a giveaway very soon for Mailbutler as well. So stay tuned on the social media channels, because any one of you could get an opportunity to win something very nice. So just stay tuned for the social media channels, and you won't regret it. I promise. I truly promise. The prize is going to be really nice. So just stay tuned with that. Yeah.
So now we're coming to the question and answer part. So it's now your chance to ask us any kind of question, especially about the Smart Assistant. And Tiffany already added, because I wasn't following actually the chat. So there are quite some questions already. I will go through the list now. Please feel free to use the chat to keep sending new questions. Tiffany will add them live here as I'm going through the list. So the first question, does Maya deal with other languages? How can Maya generate text in a language other than English? Yeah, the good news is, as we're using OpenAI as the module, AI module, Maya is actually detecting the language you're using. For example, for the Smart Compose feature, where you provide the context of the email, if you provide more than 3 to 5 words, Maya should automatically detect the language. And when I, for example, provide like a German input, the composed email should be in German as well. If it's English, then try it with providing more words. So it's possible for the AI to detect the language and do the job in the right language. So yes, multiple languages. Can it do a contact at Apple Reminders or Apple Contacts, and not the Mailbutler one? We have integrations with external to-do services. So when you connect Mailbutler with that external to-do service, the created to-dos will be automatically synced with that service as well. So you can simply connect Mailbutler with these services. With Apple Contact, that's not possible. We don't connect with other contact services. So it's working for the to-dos features, but not for the contacts feature. So I want to be able to smart search, process my emails in Gmail with AI. This is in the roadmap. When might I see it? Smart search, process my emails in Gmail. I'm not 100% sure what meant with smart search. Of course, there is in Gmail the search bar, which allows you to search through your emails. We don't have such a feature on our roadmap, but maybe someone of our team can share the link here in the chat. We have a website where you can propose actually or request new features, and other people can upvote it, and then the development team will look into it. So I can only encourage you to use that opportunity and add the idea there as well.
Yeah, and you're able to actually see the progress of that idea being developed. So you can always keep track and always go back to that link that we will be putting in the chat, where you can actually track how that process is going of the request and if it's doable or not. Yeah, of course.
So that's a pretty good question, the next one. How did the AI even know what SEO is? I don't. Was she using past emails? No, actually, at the beginning of the demo, Rogelio quickly mentioned actually that the AI is learning from all kind of scientific papers, websites, Wikipedia. So in the end, you could say the AI nearly knows everything. So when you say SEO, the AI knows what search and that it stands for search engine optimization, what that means, what's behind it. So the AI had every information out there and is, of course, kind of an expert in this field. I'm always saying kind of because you should never fully trust the AI because it's also learning. Sometimes it's misunderstanding something. So you need to double check it, but especially for very basic topics like search engine optimization, all kind of marketing topics, but actually also very specific topics, to be honest, the AI knows pretty much everything about it. So you can use technical terms when talking to Maya. She will understand you.
And it's important to note something that I also mentioned before, that all the data is gathered up until 2021, June of 2021. So just to keep that in mind. And of course, always like in anything before, for example, before I tweet or before I do anything posting on the web, I try to double check my sources as well and just verify. But other than that, it's pretty efficient, to be honest. Yeah.
So can Maya learn from messages I created in the past to base future messages up on if I send similar messages frequently? So that's a tricky question. That's a privacy question. Maya could be able to do that, but we are not allowing Maya to do it. We don't want Maya to read all your messages. We believe that your emails are containing very sensitive data, and Maya is not working on your computer. It's working externally. So this would mean that all your data would be stored externally. So as I said before, Maya is just taking the email, checking it for a very, very short amount of time, then providing you with the result. And while it's providing the results, everything is deleted in the background. So we're never storing something. And that's why Maya is also not learning any kind of communication behavior of you. It could be in the future that we find ways to do so without having privacy issues. But at the moment, we decided to not do it. Actually, it would be easy for us to do it, but we think your emails contain very sensitive data, and our approach is privacy by design, and that's why we keep it limited there, but keep you on the more secure side. Yeah. The way I speak in emails, you use words that sounds more like me. It can only, same here, only for that specific email. If you, for example, use the reply feature, then Maya has an email, maybe even a conversation. So she would reuse like technical terms you're using and not using completely different ones. But in general, it will not learn your overall tone of communication. Does Maya distinguish between to-dos for me in an email and someone else on the email? Of course, it tries to do so. That's why you need to always double check. In best case, it's 100% correct. And in the worst case, I would say it's 80% correct because it works pretty well. Yeah. The summary has no headings or even paragraph breaks. This makes it unusable for me. Yeah, very nice feedback. This feedback is very valuable to us as we are still evolving. The release is less than a month ago of the Smart Assistant, so we already have a very improved beta version. So I will send this feedback actually to our development team, or Tiffany and Kellen can already send it to someone. And we will see how we can make it possible. I think there's also a lot of improvement for the summary feature, to be honest. Does this also work in Windows 10 and 11? Yes, with Outlook. Short answer. When you're using Microsoft Outlook, as I said, then install Mailbutler for Microsoft Outlook. The sidebar will be there, and everything will look the same in the sidebar. Yes. When you use Smart Improve, does it correct spelling and grammar? Yes. It gives you option to correct both, or you can also, there's a drop down where you say just correct grammar or just correct spelling. Yeah. And it always shows you like in the preview what Maya would change. Then you can decide if you want to do it or not. And that's pretty nice. Are there privacy concerns when using these features? I talked about it before, and we are also working on a lot of on many other privacy features at the moment to make it even more secure. So for us, privacy is always top priority. Yeah.
And some way to keep informed about privacy and about like all the updates as well is, as we were mentioning, through our social media and through our website, in our blog posts, we are constantly updating those in order for you to stay as much as informed as possible. So just keep an eye on that, and we will make sure that everything is updated. So you.
But I can already tell you there are no big privacy concern at the moment. Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course, when you have emails which contains very, very sensitive data, I encourage you to not use any other tool, not our Smart Assistant, anything else, then keep it very private. But the general business communication, there's no concerns you should have. Yeah. Of course, even with the very sensitive data, we are deleting everything. We're not storing anything, but you should never use any kind of external service for very sensitive data in general.
Yeah.
I have a lifetime professional assistant. I'm learning to use a smart AI. So that's a pricing question. So the smart assistant is in our smart plan. So you would need to upgrade from the professional plan to the smart plan. And then you have access to all the, actually unlimited access to Maya. Yeah. Yeah. So next one is also about pricing here. There is an option to, I think at the moment we are offering like a banner, which allows you to test Maya for 2 days, because when you're on the professional plan, you don't have access. And of course you would love to test it. So if you don't see that banner, you can always send us also an email to support@mailbutler.io, and then we will quickly activate for you a short trial where you get unlimited access to all the smart features. Yeah. So we would upgrade your plan for a certain amount of time without any extra cost. And then after that time, you automatically go down to the professional plan or tracking plan. Yeah. So when you don't see that banner, simply send us an email to, or sales@mailbutler.io or support@mailbutler.io, or reply to any kind of email you receive from us. So we, as you see, we keep the communication up with you.
And it's very important for us to stay in contact with you and everything. So just keep that in mind as well.
If Mailbutler is going to generate tasks, do we have a list with all the tasks? Maybe I can quickly show you. So let's generate some to-dos. This is to-dos from a newsletter. So there are a lot of to-dos. These to-dos are now attached to this email, but we also have a dashboard. And inside the dashboard, you have this task tab. And there you can see all the tasks you have to do. Yeah. So it's possible to get this overview. Yeah. Why not ChatGPT 4? Short answer, it wasn't available. The API wasn't available for external companies until last week. So it was only available ChatGPT 3. And we're working on it to upgrade to the latest version, ChatGPT 4. Maybe for the non-technical people, OpenAI is releasing, I don't know, since last year, new models, new artificial intelligence, you could call it. And they had like ChatGPT 1, 2, 3, and now the latest one is 4, which is of course smarter than the number 3. So as you can see, there's a lot happening when it comes to artificial intelligence at the moment, and the development is super quick. And of course, we are always trying to provide you with the latest technology possible and the best technology possible. Yeah. Should email written by the AI have a disclaimer stating the same? To be honest, I would say no, because I can only say when I using an artificial intelligence, I always double check it. And I'm the last one approving that email. I'm not sending an email in my name, which I didn't check. So it's in the end, my message and not from Maya, because you probably need to edit here and there, or even if you say it's 100% correct, then you fully agree with it and you send it. Of course, you could add a disclaimer, but yeah, I'm not doing that, for example, because I always double check it. So there are some questions unrelated to the smart assistant. Are you going to send out a recording? Yes, I mentioned in the beginning, you will all receive a recording very likely tomorrow of this webinar. When we'll be able to integrate Mailbutler task notes in iCalendar. Same here, that's a feature request. Use the link, maybe Tiffany can share it again, or Kellen, the link. Whenever you have feature requests, let us know, very beneficial for us, and we will see if it's possible even, yeah. Is there any integration between Mailbutler contacts and Apple contacts? First, I had to add new clients in both of Apple contacts and Mailbutler contacts. Can be able to combine. Same here, not possible at the moment, but could be a feature request as well. Yeah. Can Mailbutler enter in conflict with other plugins? There are many plugins for Apple. I can tell you we are the only one with this kind of feature set. From time to time, there are conflicts, but we are in touch with these developers and to find always like a quick solution. So in general, no, yeah. But it's software, so there could be always a small conflict, yeah.
Also, I read another one regarding like, whoa, how can I get a lifetime subscription to Mailbutler? Since we're not like actively giving them, that's why I was telling that you maybe should stay tuned with our social media, because a giveaway is coming out soon, and maybe some of the prize would be kind of like that. So just stay tuned, and you will probably be able to, if you follow the instructions and everything. So yeah. Just a little teaser. Yeah.
When someone is talking about lifetime subscription, you know that they're with us for a very, very long time. I think there was the possibility to buy one 4 or 5 years ago. So yeah, for our very old customers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So any other questions? If not, I will. There's one more.
Yeah.
Tracking service. Yes. Not at the moment, but artificial intelligence for email communication in general opens a lot of possibilities for us. We're working on more and more features and functionalities, even for our existing features, how to further improve them with the use of artificial intelligence. But artificial intelligence in general is very complex, and to develop something behind it is also very complex. So it takes a little bit of time for us to do so. Yeah. But stay tuned, there will be definitely more. And especially also when it comes to automating certain tasks for you inside your inbox. Yeah. How many times we are updating Mailbutler? We're sending actually a new version every 6 weeks. Every 6 weeks. Yeah, it's a pretty fixed schedule on our side. In between, we have beta phase. But every 6 weeks, you can expect a new version. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tiffany. I think the next release is on the 8th of August. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. Do you have to uninstall and then install it again for Outlook? No, actually not. If you don't see Maya, then you might be not on the smart plan. But you should see it on Outlook when you have installed Mailbutler. If you have any problems there, get in touch with our support team, but it should be in your sidebar. Will be the add-in be able to soon tag messages? Yes, we are working actually on the tagging feature. I can tell you that we will release it this year. We don't have a fixed release date yet, but there will be a tagging feature very soon to tag emails. Yeah. I don't get the no for the updates. Can anyone help me here?
It was, I think, regarding to the, do you have to uninstall and then install it again for Outlook, like
the updates, sorry.
for the updates.
Updates, when we are pushing updates, they are installed automatically. You don't have to do anything. Yeah. Yeah. And even if you think there should be an update, restart your Outlook, then it triggers updates automatically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Does that happen? Update happen automatically? Yes. Without Mailbutler functionalities. Yeah, that's very nice feedback from Frank. Off topic, honestly, couldn't imagine living without Mailbutler functionalities. Same for me, of course.
I think for all of us at this
Yeah.
point, we're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really.
Yeah, thank you guys. You improved my workflow. Of course, it's really nice to read your nice feedback here. And of course, I will let the development team know, because they are the team behind the product. Yeah. Good. Rogelio and I, we will stay for a few more minutes, but for the rest, thank you for joining. Thank you for interacting with us using the chat. I think we received many messages. I will later today go through the chat again because I wasn't able to follow all the discussions there. Thank you for joining. Follow us on social media because we will have more webinars very soon. For example, for our signatures features, also very nice feature. Many people don't even know that there's such feature in Mailbutler, and other features as well. Yeah, and we are also doing some webinars with some external partners where we talk about in general of AI, the future of AI. So there will be more in August. Yeah.
For sure, it's definitely gonna be a packed month and weeks ahead. So yeah.
Good. Thank you all. And
Thank you so much.
You will get a message from us probably tomorrow with the recording. Yeah, thanks for the nice messages.
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate it very much, and we'll let the team know for sure.
Yeah.
We'll stay here for a few minutes, right? For like
we are staying a little bit longer. So if you have questions, just let us know. Yeah. So still feel free to ask us anything. Yeah. Even when you have some problems with the product, we try to provide support here as well.
Yeah, but for sure, if you think something about like in the near future or something, you can always ask to support at mailbutler.io without any problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. And I'm gonna be counting all the countries and the different places to see if we broke the record from the last webinar.
We will see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and special thanks to you, Rogelio.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
As well.
Doing the webinar with me. Yeah.
Always nice, always nice.
Yeah. Good. There's no one typing anymore. And I think we can close this meeting now. So last chance. If you want to ask us anything, type now. I will see when you're typing. And
it's now or never.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.